Welcome to the Home Education with Ease podcast. I'm your host, Christine Furman, a homeschool mom, entrepreneur, and educator with over 20 years of experience in the areas of elementary and special education. It's my mission to help you create lifelong learners and embrace a holistic approach to education at home. I'll be sharing practical strategies, inspiration, and resources to support your family. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a business owner, or balancing work and homeschool, you're in the right place to connect with a community that values education just as much as you do. Join us each week as we ditch the stress, embrace the joy of learning, and set your family up for a lifetime of success. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to the Home Education with Ease podcast. I'm your host, Christine Furman, your home education expert. Well, welcome to a new month and the holiday season. We've got all the hustle bustle going around and planning for Christmas, planning for Thanksgiving, gift giving, Christmas cards, matching PJs, all the things that could come with the holiday season. But today, what I want to share with you is I want to share ways that you can simplify the season, truly enjoy each moment, be present, and just have a wonderful holiday season and determine what matters most for your specific family. Not what everyone else is doing on social media, not what the neighbors are doing, not what is expected of you. What matters most for you and your family, your immediate family, you and your children. Because there could be a lot of outside pressure, even from our own families. So take a moment and think about what matters most for you. Because during this time, we have all the things going on. We have holiday cards, we have decorating, we have, all the different events that are happening. And what are the things that you want to incorporate into your holiday season that brings you joy, that brings your children joy? Not because you have to, not because we've done it before, because I've done that. I've been in that trap of, I've always done this, so I have to continue this tradition or this, whatever it is, even if I didn't enjoy it, or that's how my family did it and that's how we did it growing up, so we should just do it that way. What if I didn't like it? You have that choice now to totally change it. So let's dive into this, because we know that the holidays can feel magical and exciting and full of just love and all the things. But we also know that this time of the year can be overwhelming. It can become frustrating. It can become financially a burden on us if we're not careful. So we're going to dive into all of this today, because let's talk about what are some of those things that we can just cut out that are going to help us in our peace of mind and also potentially with our finances. So we're going to talk about all of that today, but I know for sure for me, there have been seasons where I feel completely behind. And I say that in air quotes because I have learned, what is behind? Who's behind is there? Is it you're behind compared to your neighbors? You're behind compared to society? Or do you just feel behind because you didn't do all of these things that you thought you should have done? And I know for me last season, I didn't do Christmas cards. For whatever reason, I was not able to order them in time, to get them out in time. And it was something that I had always done. And I didn't get a chance to do it. And it was okay. No one came after me and said, "You didn't send me a Christmas card this year." I posted stuff on social media, said, "Hey, we didn't get to Christmas cards this year." Saved us probably about $100 or more. And I saved myself some time because I just wasn't able to fit it into my schedule last year. I wasn't able to make cookies or deliver little treats to my neighbors like I wanted to. No one was requiring that of me, but it was something that I wanted to do, and I was putting this extra pressure on myself. But for whatever reason, I did not have the time or the capacity to do it. And I think that's something that we have to keep in mind too. It's not necessarily always a time constraint, but it could be a capacity issue, right? Do I have the capacity to take on something else or to do that, to fulfill that, task that I think I need to get done? I know a lot of times for me, it depends on where I'm at in my cycle or what my day or my week or my month has looked like. My mental capacity could be really good or it could be very minimal. And there are days or even weeks where I'm not able to answer my messages because I don't have the capacity to give it everything. And sometimes we just have to say, okay, I will get to that when I feel recharged. So keeping those things in mind too. Where are you at? Where are you at in your cycle? Take that into consideration. Do you have the ambition to go and do it? Or do you need to just kind of lay low? Keeping these things in mind. So last year I wasn't able to do those things, and that was okay. So keep that in mind for where you're at. Maybe you're homeschooling. Maybe your kids are in school. Maybe they're home with you. Maybe you're working, you run a business, you work from home, outside of the home. Whatever your situation is, I see you because we are all busy in our own ways. We all have things coming at us all the time. And we have to determine what are the things that have to stay and what are the things that can be released. Because I know for me, back in 2020, before 2020, 2018, 19, probably even before that, when my kids were little, I felt like everything had to stay on the calendar. I had to do it all. They didn't know the difference, but I felt to prove that I was a good mom or whatever I was trying to do. I don't even know why I was doing it. I wanted to do it. I love going to events and I love interacting with moms and meeting new friends and getting the kids outside and all the things, right? Or to the events, right? I'm thinking holiday events right now. So how many different Santa meetups could you go to? Or how many holiday events are there? Or, right, there's always something going on. And think about it. This is the first week of November. To be honest, it's only about not even 2 months, right, that you really are in the holiday season. How many things can we cram in to not even 2 months when we're trying to wrap up a year, right? Because who knows where you're at in your job, because that could be a very busy time. It could be a busy time in your own job. It could be a busy time with your own personal life. And then we're trying to cram in as many events and as many traditions as we can. But what are some of the things that we can release and say, you know what? I don't have the capacity for that. I don't need to cram in every single event. I'm going to pick and choose which ones are going to best serve my family and my children. Because I will tell you, before 2020, I crammed them all in and I was ready to lose my mind, but I didn't know how to stop. And I just wanted to do all the things for my family, for all my friends and not my own intimate family, my children, but even my extended family, all the events, all the dinners, all the gift giving and all the things. We have to take a minute to slow down, simplify everything, and focus on what really matters. Creating that time with your family and those memories, that's what really matters. And let's eliminate some of the overwhelm, the frustration, the chaos that can come with this season. So that's really what I'm encouraging you to do right now. is to not worry about having all the perfect gifts, of saying, oh, all of these gifts are, perfectly planned out and everything is perfectly even and wrapped up with a bow. And, that happens. We can look at people here's something else to think about. We can look at people that are in a totally different season than we are, a totally different situation. We don't know what people are going through. I always say this. We never know what someone is going through financially, mentally, emotionally, relationship wise. You never know if they're losing a loved one, if they are going through a financially hard time, if they're going through depression, because a lot of times we can just put a smile on our face and go out and say, everything's fine, when really it's not. So keep that in mind too. Don't compare to people in different seasons. Never compare, because your situation is unique to you and your family. So when we look at all the perfect gifts under the trees, and we look at all the decorations, and they have their house completely decorated and it looks beautiful, and they're matching outfits and they're doing all the things. Does that best fit your family? Is that going to meet the needs of your family to do all of those things? Does everyone still love to wear matching outfits? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that's something you don't have to do. Does everyone, do you need to decorate cookies? Do you need to, do the kids, are they missing out if you don't decorate cookies? Or are they like, whatever. I'll tell you something. We didn't even carve pumpkins this year for Halloween. And the kids, they didn't even care. They didn't ask to do it. They're just still, my pumpkins are still sitting outside on the front porch, like just whole pumpkins. And they're totally fine with that. How many times are we putting that pressure on ourselves to say, well, we didn't do this, and the kids are going to be disappointed? They probably won't be. There were many years I did not decorate our sugar cookies, and they were fine. They were just as happy. I'll tell you, most of the time I bake them and take them with me to Pittsburgh, and then I never even decorate them. I always have these great intentions, but then sometimes it just falls apart, and that's okay, because we have to protect our peace. And that is something that is so important. And someone asked me this recently, are you like a type A, type B, where are you at? And I said, totally a type A. Like, I like things a certain way, exactly how I like them. However, I've learned to be very flexible. And I contribute a lot of that to teaching in the life skills classroom, because I had to have a plan, but I had to be flexible because I never knew what the day was going to look like. And that has translated into my parenthood, into my business, into my life in general. And that's just kind of how I roll with it, because I need a plan. I want to have a plan. I want to figure things out and be completely organized, but I also have to be flexible and roll with it. And I just need that peace in my heart. And then another realization happened today while I was in church, and the pastor was talking about peace and receiving peace from the Lord. And I said, oh my goodness, 5 years ago, we moved here to Georgia, and I became so much closer to the Lord when we started going to our new church, Stevens Creek in Augusta, Georgia. And I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't realize, one, I have cleared my calendar a lot. So I'm not running all over the place. So that's totally has changed too, and that's helped me. But my relationship with the Lord has become so much stronger, and it has allowed me to receive this peace in my heart to say, it's okay, you don't have to do it all. So I encourage you to think about that. You don't have to do it all. And if you are in a season of young kiddos, because my kids are now 8 and 10, and I thought about this yesterday as we were decorating, getting ready for the holidays. They were, one, able to help carry bins. They were able to decorate and put things where it needed to go. They're able to help and give their feedback on like, yeah, that looks good there. Or no, let's move this here, which is amazing. I love it. We're decorating the Christmas tree, which, by the way, guys, one of the tasks that I don't like doing at all. I do not like putting ornaments on the Christmas tree. I don't like having to space them out correctly. I don't like having to coordinate and put them all in the colors and spaced out evenly, and this ornament away from this one and this small one. No, I don't like it at all. So I think last year I totally let them just decorate it, and I said, that's good enough for me. As long as I can turn the lights on and sit and just enjoy my tree, I don't really care. This year I did move some around a little bit, which they were very helpful in doing as well. But this year I did move some, but that is definitely one thing that I do not like doing. But as we were decorating the house, I did not feel stressed. I did not feel like, oh my gosh, we hurry up. Like, I don't know. It was a different kind of a feeling this year. And then as everyone was getting ready for bed last night, they're both playing Christmas music as they're getting themselves ready. I was finishing up making a loaf of sourdough bread. My husband was helping cleaning up the kitchen. And I was like, I came downstairs and I said, I just love this feeling. And it's like this peaceful feeling in our home that they are able to contribute. My children are able to contribute and help out. We're able to complete a task like decorating yesterday, cleaned it all up, and it's done. And let me tell you, that was not how it has always felt. So moms of young kiddos, I just want to leave you with this encouragement of like, it will calm down, I guess. And I remember in those seasons when they were much younger and I was doing it all and all the things, I had to pray for patience. And a lot of times I know moms come to me and they say, I want to homeschool, but I could never, I don't have the patience. I tell them I had to pray for that patience. That didn't come to me just like, oh, yep, totally fine. Everything's fine. And there are still times when I don't have patience, especially the week before my cycle. And what I've had to do is just be completely transparent and say, you know what, guys, mommy is like a little bit emotional this week. So I just need you to give me a little bit of grace. Because let me tell you, this weekend, there were moments, not yesterday, but I guess Friday, there were moments that I was like, oh my goodness, just listen or stop making noise or, I need you to do this chore for me. So there are moments that we lose our cool and we just need grace because it could be all the things that are going on and asking them 5,000 times to do something, right? Any moms out there that happens? I know it does. So keeping those things in mind, just basically asking for that grace and praying for patience and being completely transparent with our kids and our spouse. That to me has been so helpful in so many ways because I'm able to tell my kids exactly what I need done. What do I need to do? What do you need to do? And how can we work on things together? So that's something to keep in mind too, is including our kids. And I talk about this all the time. We want to raise kind, confident, independent kids. It's so important. And how do we do that? It starts very, very young. When you're including them in all that you're doing, cleaning the bathrooms, sure, let me get you a cloth and you can clean. They want to help. Cutting the vegetables, cooking dinner, they want to help. And it may not be perfect, but it's that time with each other. They want to be present with you. And if you have to go back over whatever it is, you can, and that's okay, or you don't have to. Guys, I let my kids clean their bathrooms and I say they are good enough, and I am totally fine with that. There may be times I have to go back in and do little touch-ups, but these are some of the things that I want you to keep in mind. What is something right now that you can say, that's good enough? They helped. They did a great job. And I'm just so grateful that that task is done and it's off of my mind. And what are things that we can take off of our plate? What are things that we can say, you know what? That's okay that we always send out a Christmas card, but financially this year, that would add an extra stress to our finances because you have to get the Christmas cards, the postage, the labels, or however it can add up and depends on how many you send to. I need at least 150 cards. So you can imagine how expensive that can be. I'll tell you, my secret is Walmart photo cards. They have been the best choice for us financially because we need so many of them. And typically, I would say they're always very nice looking. So Walmart photo cards, keep that in mind. And if you need any help, send me a DM and I can get that info to you directly. But if that's something that doesn't fit your budget this year, remove it. Pop a family picture on Facebook or don't and say, you know what, happy holidays. Because there's no one else that you need to prove yourself to. Make sure you're protecting your peace. Make sure it's bringing you and your family joy. So I want to ask you these questions. So think about, what is bringing my family joy? What actually brings us joy? Is it creating or building a holiday puzzle together and not going out and doing all the things? Because guys, let me tell you, that's what brings me joy now. I don't need to go and do all the events. I don't need extra sugar in our systems, right? We don't need to be spending the food out on food that we may not enjoy or that may not, be nutritious for us. I do love being out and around people. So we're going to pick and choose what are some of the events that we do want to go to. And we're going to go all in on those events. We're not going to go to everything. That brings us joy. And sitting around by the fire and building a puzzle and have the Christmas tree lit. And my kids are loving Full House right now, which is making my 90s heart so happy. I just love going back and watching all of the episodes. And that's always their thing. Mom, can we watch a Full House episode today? Absolutely. Let's sit down and let's do that. So these are the things that bring us joy. What traditions do you actually love? And what are the traditions that we can let go of? Do you love making Christmas cookies with your kids? Or is it something that is so frustrating and overwhelming and overstimulating that you're like, you know what, I could let go of this and we could buy Christmas cookies and they would be just as happy. Or we could just do something different. What is it for you and your family? What brings you joy? What do you love to do? And what can you let go of? I would love to know those answers in the Facebook group. So the Home Education with Ease Facebook group. I would love for you to join us in that group and share what does bring your family joy. And remember, it's no judgment. In that group, it's all about community. It's all about coming together and saying you're not alone in this journey, wherever you are, because every situation is completely different. But you're not alone. Your kids aren't alone. You have us. You have a community. And I really want you to think about that presence with your family with the people that matter most, because maybe it's friends. Maybe it really is a specific group of friends, and you get to decide that. What if there is someone that just drains you? What should you do then? Should you still make sure that everyone's included? Or should you protect your peace? Guys, I'm 100% going to say protect your peace. If you know that someone specifically is draining you, protect yourself. And maybe just spend more time with those that are uplifting. Because sometimes we can't get away from people that are draining. But what could we do? We could prepare for that. We could prepare ahead of time and then give ourselves time to decompress. And then also we can spend time with those that really do light us up, really do lift us up, I should say. So keep that in mind too. And what I want to share with you too is, as we're talking about all of these ways that we can simplify the season, I'm going to share with you a few ways that you can do that. We're going to talk about, planning, which we've talked about a little bit. We're going to also talk about some gifts. But I also want to invite you to a group that it's about decluttering. But right now, we just started on November 1st. We started releasing items or things that don't serve us anymore. So on November 1st, we released one item. On November 2nd, we released 2 items. November 3rd, 3 items. And then it just continues all the way until November 21st. By the end, I think you release like 250 some items. And you start out very gradual. And you start out very just simply. And I started this yesterday, and I'm hosting this with 2 of my other friends. So Marta and Erica. So I'm going to share this link in the show notes below. But the link is, or the Facebook group is called The Minimalist Game, Releasing Life's Clutter to Allow Deeper Fulfillment. I had to just read that, so I didn't want to mess it up. But that link will be in the show notes below, and I would love for you to join. And you can go in there and you can just say, you know what, I'm going to declutter some things. For me, as we were pulling out all of the Christmas things, there were things that I was like, we don't use this anymore. We're going to get rid of this item. We're going to get rid of this. I have to go through my closet. That's another big area that I have to declutter and just kind of organize. But it doesn't even have to be actual physical things. It could be your email digitally. You can be decluttering or decluttering pictures, because all of these things take up space for us. So think about this, kind of plays in here where it's all about simplifying, right? How can we simplify for the season? So we're talking about just releasing different events or all the things that we have to do. But you could also be releasing actual items. So it makes space in your home for maybe new items that are coming in, or it will be making that mental space for you as well. So that link will be in the show notes as well. But let me just dive into some practical tips to simplify the season for you. Okay, so we talked about planning with intention. Pick a few key things that your family really wants to do. What are those events that are like, we've got to do them. We're not going to miss this. We love to do it. I know for us, there's like this light show. It's like Christmas lights, and you ride on a wagon, and it's enjoyable. But is it something that we need to do? Probably not. Is it something that we, if we got invited, maybe we would go, but it's not a have to do this, right? There's a Christmas blast at our church that I love. The very first year I was here, they had fireworks, and we sit outside because we are in Georgia, so it is warm at Christmas time, which I love, right? That was a huge thing coming from the north, and then coming down and being able to be outside in December. And they have a whole outside, little area. It's not really a stadium, but there is a stage, and you're sitting outside, and they're shooting off fireworks, and then they're playing live Christmas music. And it was one of the most beautiful moments that I'm like, oh my gosh, I just love this so much. That for me is a must do. I want to do that and be a part of that. But there's other things that we can let go of. So think about that. What are some of those must do's and what are some of the things you can let go of? How can you simplify the gifts and the gift giving? We have started going to more of the consumable gifts. How can I make someone a loaf of bread? Or I've never made jam, but you could buy jam to go with the bread. Or my daughter, Ella, she is making gifts for my nieces and nephews from her. So for her cousins, she is hand sewing different like stuffed animals, little stuffed animals, or pillows, and it's just so amazing to see her ambition and just her take on that task and be able to accomplish it. And she was even starting to feel the overwhelm. Now, she's a 10-year-old, right? But she realized, like, I want to make a gift for everyone. And then as the time started going on, she realized, oh my goodness, this is a lot of time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And then she was able to scale back a little bit and say, you know what, I'm just going to make something for my cousins, and I'm going to personalize a poem for my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, and then get them something individual for them. And I was like, oh, it just makes my heart so happy to see her be able to do that and say, you know what, I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to simplify. So keep that in mind. And you can even consider the 4 different categories. What do they want? What do they need? What is something that they're going to wear? And what's something they're going to read? And I love this so much. I've seen this multiple times. You can even build it kind of in a snowman and package it up that way. I wanted to do that. I never have done that. It was, again, one of those things like, yes, that's a great idea. But you know what? I just don't have the capacity for that. And that's okay. I was able to release it. No one put that pressure on myself except for me. And that's something that we have to keep in mind. Who's putting the pressure on us? Is someone telling us we have to do this? Or are we just saying we should do that? When really we don't have to do it. Keep that in mind. How can you simplify the gifts? Are they big gifts? Now my kids, they want bigger items. So they're going to have less things, and they understand the meaning of Christmas now. So they know that. You're going to get a few things, maybe a few big things, and then, that's it. So they're okay with that. And then also, how can you create calm moments? How can you build in that downtime? Enjoy family movies. How about pajama day? Or just going to sit and read by the tree. I know for us, for the next 2 months, you can catch us doing some of our reading and our schoolwork by the Christmas tree in our PJs because we just love it. We love being cozy and enjoying the moments and slowing down. And you're allowed to do that. A few more things. You can protect your peace by setting boundaries and just saying no gracefully. Saying, you know what? We're not going to do that this year. I appreciate the offer, the invite, but we just don't have the time for that this year. And that's okay. You don't have to attend to everything. And then finally, we've talked about this as well, is include the kids. They want to help. Let them decorate. Let them bake with you. Let them wrap the gifts. It does not have to be perfect. I personally don't like wrapping at all. My husband, he's a way better wrapper than me. So he enjoys that. I do it with him, but I don't do as nice of a job. But let the kids join in and let them help wrap too. Because here's the other thing. How are they going to learn if they're not doing it already? That's how we learn the best. We learn by experiencing it. So by letting them help decorate the house for Christmas, letting them help bake the cookies, decorate the cookies, letting them help label the Christmas cards. Like all of this, stuff the envelope, put the stamp on it. They can do all of those things. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The stamp can be crooked, but it's okay. The postman's going to still take it. The Christmas cookies can be misformed or the icing can be all over it. That's okay. They're still going to taste good. The decoration may not look like it's out of a magazine, but it's your home. And they're going to be so proud of what they did and how they decorated. I put a pile off to the side of things that I didn't need anymore. And I said, hey guys, do you want these things to go decorate your room? And they were so ecstatic. They were up there hanging Christmas lights and hanging their ornaments. And that's what I want. I want them to be so independent that they can do it all on their own. So keeping that in mind, and remember, it's about that peace. It's about that peace that I felt yesterday when I walked downstairs and was like, oh, this peace in my home. This is what I've longed for. This is what I prayed for. And you get to choose what events. Do you want to have a Christmas party this year? Do you have the capacity for it? Because one year, my grandfather was ill and passing. And as much as I wanted to do a Christmas party for the third year in a row, there was no way I was mentally able to do that. And I said, you know what? No one's expecting me to do that. And I just released it. And I haven't done it for a couple years. But this year, I feel like I have more capacity. And I'm like, okay, I think we can do that. And as long as I plan ahead of time, it might happen and it might be successful. So keeping these things in mind, I just want to encourage you from the bottom of my heart that you are amazing in everything that you're doing. Protect your peace. Enjoy each moment. And just do the things that bring you and your family joy. Because that's what matters the most. So keep in mind, there are ways that you can get connected. You can get connected with me through the Home Education with Ease Facebook group. That's the best way. You can join there and answer these questions. What brings you joy? What are things that you are must-dos this year? And what are things that you can release? I would love to know, and I would love to connect with you in that Facebook group. And I also want to extend that invite for you to join us in our minimalist game. So there's actually ways to win prizes as well. So by releasing your clutter or your items, you are posting all of these items, and the more you post, the more engagement you have. You invite friends. There's all these ways. We give prizes throughout the whole time, and then we have grand prizes at the end. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, this link will be in the show notes below. The Facebook group is called The Minimalist Game, Releasing Life's Clutter to Allow Deeper Fulfillment. So click that link in the show notes so you get into the right group. And just remember, take a breath and just protect your peace, because that's what matters the most. Light a candle, light the Christmas tree, maybe not too close to each other. Play some Christmas music, watch a movie, pop some popcorn, and enjoy being together with your family and friends this holiday season. Well, stay tuned for so many more tips and tricks and all the things as we embark on the holiday season, because I've got so much for you in the next few months as we wrap up 2025. Can you guys even believe it? It's so crazy to me. So hope you have a wonderful week. Just know that I'm sending you lots of love. You are not alone, and I'm always here to encourage you and lift you up. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in to the Home Education with Ease podcast. I hope today's episode left you feeling empowered and ready to take the next steps on your home education journey. Your support means the world to me. Please subscribe, leave a review, and share with a friend. For even more resources, be sure to join the free Facebook group, Home Education with Ease, and visit eduplaylearning.com to explore programs and subscription kits. You can find the links and any other links mentioned in this episode in the show notes below. Remember, you're not alone. This community is here to support you every step of the way.